Assalamu alaikum everybody, this is Sam and a very warm welcome back to another Somali language video with me here at Sam of Somalia. Today we're going to go over sort of a Somali language and sort of culture term, and I'm going to give you some vocabulary to go with it. We'll talk a little bit about the plurals for that vocabulary and what gender they are, and then I'll finish off by giving you some phrases and we'll practice them over together inshallah. So the topic really for the day is what we call Dugsi. Dugsi. In fact, a lot of you watching this video maybe grew up going to Dugsi almost every day of your lives. So, but those of you who didn't, this is an opportunity for you to learn what Dugsi is and some good language to go with it. So Dugsi really is what people from other cultures would probably know as madrasa. Like here in the UK, like even in English, like in newspapers and stuff, if you talk about, oh, like 20 new madrasas have opened or whatever. So Dugsi, even though it does mean school, like if you look it up in a Somali dictionary, you will find the term school. It's more sort of, the same in Arabic, the word madrasa means a school, but has more sort of connotation of being like an Islamic school, like something that you go to after you go to school and you just go to do Quran and like Islamic studies and stuff. That's what Dugsi is really. So Dugsi in the singular is just a Dugsi, and it's a masculine word, but its plural is Dugsiyo. You put a Y in there as well and an O, and that plural is feminine. There are lots of different ways of doing plurals in Somali, and this is what we call D2, declension 2, I think the full version of it is. And that basically means you put a zero, you put you put an O on the end of words. So like, there are loads of words like it, like the word kursi, kursiyo, Dugsi, Dugsio, and yeah, so that's the way that we do the plural of it. So the second really important word is when you're teaching in these Dugsio, in a Dugsi, like I spent a lot of time last year teaching in a Dugsi in East London, and another really important term for you to know is the word ashar, which means a lesson. So yeah, ashar, and it's plural asharro. And just like the two words Dugsi and Dugsio, the singular is masculine and the plural is feminine for some reason. The third bit of vocabulary, which I think is really important, is a word that has its origins in Arabic, and it's ma'allin. Ma'allin. It's kind of a Somali-ized version of an Arabic word, you know, like if someone's mu'allim, it means that they're like knowledgeable, or like a teacher. So a ma'allin, it's got an N on the end. Ma'allin, and likewise, like that in the singular is masculine. You say ma'allinka, the teacher, ma'allinka, and in the plural is ma'alliminta, which sounds like it's more like an Arabic plural as well, and that plural is a feminine word as well. That's why you put ta. When you say the teachers, you say ma'alliminta, ma'alliminta. So another really important phrase that I think you should know if you're ever hoping to work in a Dugsi is like, I don't know, like when you work in a Dugsi, it's very rare to have children sitting at tables and stuff. Like generally it's something that I really like about like Somali culture, even like when you're eating and running events and stuff like that, encouraging people to sit on the floor instead of at tables. One, because like us sitting at tables, and like with someone like myself, I'm a YouTuber, so I spend a lot of time sitting at a desk editing videos and stuff. Like I know how bad for your body it is to sit at a desk or sit at a table and stuff. So like it's a lot more healthy for you to sit on the floor, and that's what is done at these Dugsio. And so a good little imperative for you to have is fadiso. Fadiso is like sit down. Fadiso, fadiso. So maybe the fifth word that we're going to do is the word for children is arar, arar, and the way you say the children is arorta, arorta. So let's go over some phrases just to demonstrate what they might actually look like in a sentence. So we'll begin with the term Dugsi. So a good phrase for the term Dugsi is if you saw someone who you know who probably should have been going to Dugsi that day, or maybe, I don't know, they're going to go to or yesterday or something, you'd say something like Dugsi mateg tight, Dugsi mateg tight. Have you been to Dugsi? Dugsi mateg tight. Or rather than just saying ma in the middle, you can say miad, miad teg tight. You use miad if it's like a yes or no question. So Dugsi miad teg tight, or Dugsi ma teg tight, and the response would be ha wan teg ait. Yes, I have been. Ha wan teg ait. Yes, I have been to Dugsi. A nice little phrase that I think you guys should memorize for the word ashar is if you're going to ask somebody if their friend has learnt their ashar, or if they've studied their ashar, you could say something like ashar kis ma bar tight. Ashar kis ma bar tight. Have they studied their ashar? Have they learnt their ashar? Ashar kis ma bar tight. And the response, because you're saying he has studied, you'd say ha wu bar tight. Ha wu bar tight. We said wan when it was myself. Wan bar tight, like I have studied. Or if it's he, you say wu bar tight. The last of the phrase is a little bit of sort of tongue-in-cheek, a little bit of a joke phrase that I used to say to the kids all the time. Like quite often in sort of diaspora communities of any country really, like the same sort of joke kind of applies to, you know, Pakistanis and you know, Kenyans and whoever else are in the country, it's always like a joke that they're going to be sort of sent back to the country to go and learn about their culture and stuff like that. I did a video a little while ago about Daqana Ilis. Daqana Ilis is like the Somali term for if people are like Somalis who live in the diaspora, they need to go back to Somalia to become like familiar again with their culture, and it's particularly if they sort of neglect their religion a little bit as well. Like they need Daqana Ilis. You say like these kids, they need Daqana Ilis. So like a phrase that's really good for you to use, and I said to the kids all the time, and it terrified them. I'd just say to them, "Dalka Somalia bad tegayse." Like you're going back to Somalia. Dalka Somalia bad tegayse. Like that literally means you are going to Somalia. But if you wanted to say like you will go, if you wanted to make it future, you need to make this tegayse, put it into its infinitive, which is tegi, and put don ta. Tegi don ta. Dalka Somalia bad tegi don ta. You could say to them, "Dalka Somalia bad tegi don ta." And if you wanted to add a little something nice onto the end, I didn't plan this in the video, I've just made it up now. But a nice little thing to put in is like, the way in Somali how you'd say sort of, you'll see. Like, you'll see, you've got it coming, you'll see. You say, wadarki donta. Wadarki donta. That means like you're gonna see, yeah? Dalka Somalia ba tegaysa. Wadarki donta. You know, you're going to Somalia, you'll see. Yeah, if they're sort of badly behaved and stuff like that, messing around at Dugsi and stuff, you often hear that said to the arorta, to the kids. So anyway, that's everything from me for now. If you really enjoyed this little Somali language lesson, and I really hope you did, don't forget to like and share it, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well if this is your first time with me. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.